Love the number 2, jamradio.com. You can listen on the road. It's Love the Laugh Fridays. I'm comedian Rillos. We got Brit, baby, in the building as well. Miss Lovey on the ones and twos, but y'all won't see her unless she get the cutting up. Then I'm going to put the camera on her. I know how to shut shit down.
Real quick.
Put her on camera.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so we're live visually.
Yep. We had a good show last night. I enjoyed myself.
What? It's been a while since you had a couple drinks with the homies.
Yep. I was out of there. www. Number 2 jamradio.com. It's Friday, and we keeping it real with Rillos on Fridays. We got a nice topic for today. We're gonna try to keep the spirits high. We're gonna try to make sure everybody have fun, everybody have their input. And I want to kind of get everybody on the same page today. Not thinking the same, but kind of figure out where everybody is as far as their viewing of what's going on in today's society. Shout out to the artists that came through yesterday. They switched their name. Currently 3K and currently Sam. I don't know.
I love both of those guys. So
shout out to them. They was definitely dope energy. They was just, they just came to have fun and have a good time. And then shout out to 2 Raw. He popped in. I think we're gonna be doing a Bright Light series on him pretty soon. And I know that's gonna be dope because he be ready to go. Like I like artists who be ready to go, and he's one of those artists who's ready to go. He done grew up facial hair and everything.
Like he grew up over. He was in his early 20s, well, in his mid 20s.
But
he said he grown now.
He was looking like a little boy when he first was here. Like he was looking young. So shout out to him doing this thing. We officially start selling Bang. So I just want to put that out. I'll be bringing bangs here every time we get a new flavor. It's gonna be here at Love the Jam Radio. I'm just put that out there. The next one I'm trying to get is this peachy mango or whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm gonna bring it next time. Bango Mango is the name of it. So we're gonna get that in here. Brit, you want to say what up to the people? I'm sorry.
Hello. I don't know why I like saying it like that. Just like that.
Can you give me your Instagram at the beginning too? We're gonna get it at the end, but
Okay, yes, guys. So my Instagram is not very difficult. It may sound difficult, but it's Brit_BAYB with 5 E's. So BRITT_BAYB 1 2 3 4 5 E's.
Yeah, make sure you follow her. Miss Lovey, anything you want to say before we get into tonight's topic? Lovey's gonna try not to talk tonight, but we're gonna make her talk. And tonight is not trying to be controversial about anything. Like usually I'm the controversial person.
But
like
you can't have controversial.
No. I'm saying I'm not trying to be controversial towards each other. I want to get an understanding on what everybody see as far as what's going on. So, if you don't know, would you like to describe the situation that's going on? Why everybody's protesting?
Yeah. Okay, so basically, I'm pretty sure everybody has social media. If not, you've heard about it. About the man named George Floyd. So basically, it's pretty much the same routine we've been hearing about for years, but now it's happening more and more. Social media, I think, has a big impact on it. Imagine what we're seeing. Imagine what we didn't see. So basically, this man was already handcuffed. He was already to a point where he could not defend himself. But instead, the officers on duty, was it three officers?
Yeah, I think it was a total of 4
it was 4 officers,
3 of them
correct.
were mainly in the vicinity.
But 3 officers that were next to his car, or the cop car, did not assist him as he was screaming for his mom, explaining that he could not breathe, his stomach hurt, his neck hurt, his head hurt. His body started going into paralysis, if you don't know what that means. If all of your organs begin to hurt, your organs are shutting down. That's what that means. Now, the cop that was the most aggressive, I would say, decided to keep all his weight on this man's neck. If he's already telling you that he can't breathe, he can't move, his organs are hurting,
he's not fighting back.
He can't fight back. He's already handcuffed. So what need do you have to continuously put weight on him? Not only is he that, but he's also asking for his mother with the little breath that he had left. I don't know if anybody saw the video, but he continuously asked for his mother. People were not around to help, and if they could help, how scared would you be if you have 4 officers that you see are already not helping this one man, and you go out? So that's just pretty much what the video is. And now, on top of that, we not only have his death, but now slowly but surely we're seeing other deaths coming out.
Yes. All right, so I definitely do. You know, with what's going on, it is bringing to light a lot of situations that the I believe those officers have been involved in, you know, multiple different things around the city of Minneapolis. So they starting to investigate all the other situations that was happening, because this ain't the first time somebody said anything. This probably ain't the first time somebody has, you know, lost their life, you know, to these officers or whatnot. But I watched the video, and one thing, like, the applying of the pressure, like, it's one thing like if you die in police custody, like I understand if you die in police custody, like if you get in a fight with an officer and they have to shoot you when you die. But in this situation, like you literally killed this man.
He can't defend himself.
You can't. It's on video. I believe one of the, I don't know if it was a store or a restaurant kind of on the corner. They had that video too. I don't know what angle you saw it from.
I saw 3 different videos actually.
So it was like all the cameras are there, but if you look at it too, like with his hand in his pocket so he can apply more pressure. It was little things that
he genuinely did it like he did not care. Like he do this on a daily basis.
He literally murdered this dude, and it was like, hey, yeah, I know it's pain, but I'm gonna show you what real pain is. And then another thing a lot of people don't know is this guy was calling for his mom. His mom has already passed. Like he's literally calling for someone in heaven. And I don't think that it takes all of that for anybody to get their point across. Like, if you already got this man in handcuffs, you've already basically said, this is it. This is you know, you're going to jail or whatever you're gonna do, like, we know already. But for you to do right there in public view, and you know, it's a lot of it's people around, people going through their normal daily routines. But how do we as people, like, if I'm on the sidewalk, what do I do other than record? How do I intercede
without getting killed myself?
Without getting killed myself, and they are talking currently about like training and stuff like that. Like the training, these officers have already been trained. Like, you talking about training just so the next time when they break a protocol, you can fire them. It's just like at my job, we go over safety, or we do something where they say, hey, make sure you're wearing your steel toe boots, make sure you're wearing your mask, so when you do violate that, now we can fire you. But it shouldn't take that. Like, you don't need to have training. There's no training for you to know not to kill somebody like that.
But my whole thing is, let's reverse the roles. If that was George Floyd, if he was the officer and his foot was on that officer's neck, would he have been fired, or would he have immediately been charged?
He would both immediate. Both would have happened immediately. He would have been, like, they probably would not have fired him, but they would have suspended him immediately.
He wouldn't have been let go. He would have been taken into custody. They would have took his badge the same day.
Yeah. They would have shut it down. If they didn't take him into custody, like I said, they would have took his badge, and he wouldn't have been still working until
he would have been a free man for a couple of days, like that other man was.
Yeah, a couple of days until the video surfaced. But I think I don't know. I don't know if he gets locked up. You can't lock him up with regular criminals, because it's gone. They seeing the videos too. They watching the same stuff we watching.
Either way,
because it's the only thing on TV. Yeah.
Either way.
I'm not an eye for an eye type of person, but I do think when you literally kill somebody and it's intentional, like the death sentence should be an option.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Minnesota laws are versus Texas law, but the guy from Texas will charge him like he in Texas. I think it happened on Memorial Day. Is that correct?
It happened on the 26th.
Yeah, I think that was Memorial Day.
Yeah, 26th.
But and it's crazy how small the world is, because on my social media, the guy went to Yates High School on the south side, and somebody just put like, damn, they killed Floyd.
Oh, you know, he says, wasn't he like a rapper or something? I saw something that said he's like a Houston legend.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot. I don't know a lot about the guy, but I do. Like, I have friends. Like, I played basketball, and this guy played sports. I want to say he played football. So a lot of us athletes intertwine on each other's Facebooks and stuff like that. So we're going to always come across somebody who plays some type of sport. And when they was like, damn, they killed Floyd. For me, as an athlete, it's only a few people that we call Floyd. Like, you got a hooper, you got a football player, you got a baseball player. It's only 3 real Floyds. There's more names out there named Floyd, but as far as people knowing them, when somebody say Floyd, and it's like, well, which one are you talking about? Cause I thought they was talking about the one that played basketball at first, and then they was like the one that played football. I'm like, from the south side. They was like, yeah, and I'm like, well, who was they? Who did what? Cause I hadn't seen none of the video either. And then that's when people started shooting the video and this and that. And I was like, I watched it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fall back and let more things develop, because a lot of times you see one angle of the video, and it's like, well. And there's other angles out there. I don't want to just make my judgment based on that. Like the video I saw, it was wrong.
See, I saw I saw 3 videos, and I also saw a video from an NBA player. They said that was like his brother or maybe his best friend, but he was like crying. But I saw 3 different angles. In each video, he was subdued. He could not move. And if you look closely at the video, he had like a little bit of foam starting to come out of his mouth.
Yep.
When somebody starts to foam at the mouth, that's it. Their oxygen, that means their brain is cutting off oxygen. That's it.
I thought it was it when you put him in handcuffs and he's not fighting back. Like
that's what you're supposed to do. And I know multiple police officers, and I will say this as far as police officers go, I actually have a older cousin that just retired from HPD today, and this has a bad way-in when it comes to the good cops, because there are good cops out there. I want everybody to stop saying F all the cops, F all. It's not all cops. It's not all cops. There are good cops out there. Now, and I know specifically myself, I know multiple good cops.
Yeah, I know good cops too. And
so I feel like it makes everybody bad. So that's like somebody saying all black people act alike.
And that's not true.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. And just like white people, I have a lot of white people in my family. I'm just saying, not everybody that is the same race, same job, same age act alike. So we should not stereotype each person, because not all cops are bad. But what I will say is we cannot tell who's good and who's bad.
That's true.
So we have to defend ourselves, and that's why everybody's on edge. If somebody is getting pulled over, if I have a nephew that is black, I have cousins that are black, obviously, and I fear for them. I have brothers that are black men in this world, and I feel for them. What if one of my brothers get pulled over?
Every time I get pulled over, I go live.
Do you put your hand all the way up? Do you just immediately put your hands up? You have to do something.
Every time I pass by police, I go live, just in case they gonna try to pull me over. Because and I'm not a violent person. Like if it gotta get to that point, I can get to that point. But I try my hardest to avoid conflict at all times. Now I'm open to opinions and stuff like that. And I'm gonna try to avoid the conflict, because I already know, like, just as a lot of us are afraid for our lives when we get pulled over, you got the cops are on the edge too. So it's like, well, I don't know how this or that person is going to react. So the police officers are on the edge already. So we can all agree that what happened was wrong. That's first. Next, I wanted to go into, did you see the president's tweet? I think they might have pulled it down or flagged it. He was basically saying, like, hey, the governor of Minneapolis, I stand with you. If somebody's looting, then we gonna start shooting. This is basically what he's saying. If they start looting, then we gonna start shooting, and I got the national defense on your side. And it's like, why would you even put a threat like that out there? Like that was like a threat from like 1960 or something like that somebody had made like years ago, and it was basically outlawed. You can't threaten to shoot people because people stealing something. Like I am gonna say this.
It wasn't all black people stealing.
If you breaking in my house, everybody was out there stealing.
It wasn't all black people.
Now the looting ain't got nothing to do with like people just looking for a reason to come up. Like I understand that. Like you, that's all it is. Like stealing that TV is not going to help this specific situation. There are other things we can do, and like in Houston, they had organized a rally. Like I was like, dang, this dude from Houston, what's taking Houston?
The ones downtown was really nice.
But Minneapolis, they went crazy down there.
Oh, they're rioting.
But in Houston, it was like the guy from Houston organized. It was organized. And I also think with the organization, it was like they should have been out there sooner. Like, and it shouldn't be like, I mean, it's Friday. It happened on Monday. I know it take a couple days to get people together and stuff like that. So Wednesday, like we should have been getting together. But by then, this guy should have been arrested by then. He shouldn't even been on the force by then, you know. And
I actually saw that today. He was charged.
Today, that's what I'm saying. It's Friday. Like, if he would have got charged on Tuesday or Wednesday, do you think they still gonna tear down the city of Minneapolis? They might still be out there being violent, but
I think so.
It wouldn't. You can alleviate a lot of the things that they're doing if you react the correct way.
Yeah.
Like, charge this guy, take him to jail. You know, you might have to isolate him because in jail he not safe. But at this point, you just literally killed this man. Who cares if you safe or not at this point? It's like, hey,
Exactly.
whatever happens to you is gonna happen to you, and I'm cool with whatever happens. Because I do have somewhat of an eye for an eye, mentality, but it's not like all the way. It's like, hey, if you do something to somebody else, you gonna face the consequences, and whatever happens to you while you're facing those consequences is on you. Now, with the president, the looting, start shooting,
that's too much.
That applies specifically if somebody's breaking in my house and I'm in my house, and
you have the right. You have the right.
I have the right.
But you better kill them, because if you don't, they can sue you. Did you know that?
I know that.
If you shoot them in the knee and then
I shoot to kill.
their leg broke, they gonna sue you.
I shoot to kill. Like, if I come outside, like when I went and got my gun license like years ago, and I know, like, all right, if it's daytime and they stealing, you can run them off. That's cool. Now, if it's nighttime, you're allowed to shoot. You just can't be out here going like wow, like bah, 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 just shooting whatever, like just shooting it. Like, you can literally shoot at the person that's at nighttime. Now, if they inside the house, it don't matter day or night. If you feel like your life is in danger, defend yourself. Get them up out of there. If my kids at the house, you're getting shot.
Yeah.
I had an instance.
If I'm in the house by myself, you get shot.
I had a few weeks ago, and this is a true story. It was probably like 3:30 in the morning, maybe 4 o'clock, and my brother had spent the night, and he was in a service, so he wakes up at all times of the night. That's just his normal routine. And then for some reason this night he had went to the kitchen and he had knocked something down, and all I heard was like a doop, like a big ass. I wasn't paranoid. I just, KK, hey, did you hear that? I'm like, yeah, I heard that. Probably Roy downstairs. She's like, nah, I don't know. Because at first you heard like a little rumbling, and then you heard like something fall, and I'm like, oh shit, Roy down there taking the L. So I was like, well shit, let me go down here, help my brother out if he need my help. And so I went down there strapped, like, hey, what's going on? And then he just sitting in, oh yeah, I'm just doing the dishes right now. And I'm like, nigga, it's 3 a.m. You about to die right now because you are making noises. And he was just going through his normal routine, but he just happened to drop a pot that night. And I'm like, no, do this shit during the daytime when we know ain't at the. But in that instant, if I would have had a couple drinks the night before, we would have been planning the funeral for Roy, because I would have woke up like, hey, shit, what the fuck going on? Who in here? The kids right there? I don't need to ask no more questions. I can just go downstairs busting, because everybody else that's supposed to be is upstairs already. So that was just, I just got a little bit off topic. But back to today's subject. I wanted to talk more about, like, where do we stand, like, as a city? Now, a lot of people, we started Black Lives Matter, the rally. The rally is basically around Black Lives Matter. And we can all agree that Black lives as well as all lives matter, but in this instance, it was a black person that was a part of everything that went on. So, and I was just thinking to myself, like, who was the last black person to die, at the hands of police violence? Now, we got a long list of people. Yeah. So it's not something that's new. So when did we stop protesting for the last time? When did we stop protesting? Like, when was it cool to be like, all right, that's enough protesting, we can go back on to our lives? Because it seems like every time we go back and it gets in the review, it happens again. So,
and which is why people are doing the things they're doing now.
But why did we stop protesting? Like, even after going back to the Trayvon Martin situation, because that's when it really just like took off. It had been happening.
With the hoodie movement and all stuff.
Why did we stop protesting?
I don't necessarily think that people just stopped. I think what happens is you hear about a situation, you see it, okay, this is going to sound bad, but we kind of rode the wave of that specific topic. So then what happens is, okay, we don't see anything on social media lately. You know, that it kind of dies down.
Because, you know,
so it's still there.
they control the
It's still-
algorithms, too.
Exactly. So it's still there. But it's just kind of put to the back of our mind because we see so many other things happening. We have Trump, all this crazy stuff he be saying. So then we got distracted, and then
So
now look.
we as a people have to focus on one thing and not be distracted so easily.
I just think we have to stay consistent.
Yeah,
I think we can focus on different things. I think
It's-
everybody can focus on whatever they want to focus on. I just think we have to stay consistent. If, for me, as a I do say, like, when people ask me, they'll be like, oh, what are you? I guess they see my curly hair, light skin, whatever.
You're a colored woman.
Don't say that. I was called colored today. I've never been called colored before in my life, but I guess everything happened once. And I'm from Louisiana, so that
I
says
ain't got
something to
colored
never
yet.
be called colored.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me if my parents interbred. I guess that means if I was mixed.
Yeah, that's
But-
exactly what it meant.
But I call myself a black woman, but I am Creole. My family does speak Creolese. I'm a Creole woman. But at the end of the day, I'm still a black woman raising a black daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to train my brain because I love black women. I love everything black women stand for. We are magic. Like, our melanin. I wish I was a little tanner, you know. I'm trying to get a little tan too. But everything about a black woman is beautiful, which is why these non-black women, nothing against them, but they take our culture.
Yeah, they trying to be like
They
us.
want to do our hair like us. They want our bodies. Okay, them booties y'all seeing on Instagram, that ain't theirs, y'all.
Yeah, black people wasn't getting booty
That-
shots first.
And I will say, I have to say this, because I saw a post about this earlier. Somebody said, y'all idolize the Kardashians, but they sitting in silence right now.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Have y'all noticed that? I want to put that out there so people can understand. Y'all idolize these people, but silence speaks volumes. All these women have mixed biracial children. If you don't stand by your biracial child, she is still a black woman. You are raising a black child. You have to understand that silence speaks volumes, and you have to put yourself in the minds of other people. So with that being said, when I actually had this happen to me, I made a post on Facebook, and it was a black woman self-love post. It said black women are beautiful, and it went on. And I actually had a friend of mine, she's a white woman, she commented on it. She said, no, all women are beautiful, Brit. And I had to put her in her place, and I never do this, but I feel like we have to stop allowing people to take away from our moment. That's just like Black Lives Matter. When people like all lives matter, stop saying that, because we're not saying that all lives don't matter.
We're talking about this
Everybody's
situation.
lives matter. We don't want anybody to die. I don't think anybody just wants anyone to just die. Right now, we are focused on one person. We're focused on one race, one ethnicity, if you will. It's Black Lives Matter at this moment. Black lives are the most tormented lives out of all the races. We go through the most. So when I was saying black women, and I put her in her place, and I told her, I said, no, at this moment, I'm specifically taking this to black women.
Yeah.
I said, so yes, all women are beautiful, but allow this moment to go to who it's directed to.
But a lot
And
of
she
people don't
didn't comment
realize
back.
if it don't apply, let it fly. Like this.
I just think
I'm
people get so
and you're
offended.
not. But your post isn't saying like.
All women aren't beautiful. I'm just saying that
I'm specifically
at this
talking
moment,
about
I'm
this
talking about
black woman.
us.
But people take offense to that because they like, well, let me go ahead and blow your candle light so mine can shine brighter. It's like, no, it ain't about whose is shining brighter. I want you to understand that, hey, we're dealing with something right now. The black life should matter to everybody because you have a white officer killing a black man while other white officers were around. Do you think this would have happened if it was a black officer with them? If it was two
No.
blacks and two whites, do you think this would have happened?
No.
Somebody would have said, hey man, chill. Hey, I got it from here. Somebody would have stopped something, and we can't, like I said earlier, we can't leave it up to the bystanders to say, hey, stop. Because they go, hey, you, come here.
They're
Like,
scared for their own lives.
Exactly.
They're scared for their own lives. And not even, I heard somebody say, well, I guess like black women don't really have to be worried. We do.
Yes, y'all do.
We do.
Sandra Bland.
They want us just like they want these men. If you get out of line with the officer, they ready to take you down just like they're ready to take down those men.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have to support each other and stand together. If we don't stand together, we'll fall for anything at this point. I mean, so at first I didn't really understand. I will say, my ignorance of the situation, I didn't really understand. I was like, oh, they rioting like Targets and Walmarts and I'm breaking out of their own neighborhoods. I saw that and I was like, that don't really make sense to me because this is your own neighborhood. But when I think about it and I see more and more things happening, I'm like, at this point, they kind of went about it the silent approach. They tried to let the authorities handle it. They were doing it. So now at this point, it's like, okay, so we're going to show you. We're going to show you. So now I understand because I'm like, I saw that guy's address online, the cop, somebody posted his address. No, somebody did. Somebody did. I swear. And they was like, he going to get it. I don't know how they got. They had his badge number. I guess they got it from like whatever site from the police site. And I was like, man, people gonna be outside his house. I was like, this.
They out there now. I guarantee you, he's not at home. He's in protective custody right now. Yeah, he is
definitely. His family probably not at home either. None of them.
He is in protective custody right now.
Which if he even have a house right now, they probably. They riding Target. They riding his house.
I think they burned down the police station.
Oh, they were down there. They was breaking down the cop cars with bricks. They was like throwing bricks at the windows, and then he was hitting the cars. The cops didn't get out. Those too many. They was like, nah, there's too many of them today.
At this point, those people ready to kill the cops too. It ain't just like, it's like, hey, one of ours died, so one of yours need to die.
More they looking for one of us died. 5 of y'all died. They not.
So with that, I understand the mindset and the thought behind that approach. But I also know that, well, I don't know about Minneapolis, but I do know that there are African American officers on the force too.
Yeah.
And they're standing with us, like, hey, Black Lives Matter. They also say
it was cops actually at that protest today in downtown Houston.
And I'm completely fine with I'm fine with a peaceful protest. I'm fine with a violent protest. Like, at this point, if Houston got violent, I would understand because it happened on Monday. It took all the way to Friday for this guy to get arrested, and they probably only doing that because they went crazy in Minneapolis, yesterday, the day before. It wouldn't be that far if they would have pressed charges and went about it the right way to at least got him in custody, because you don't need to have charges pressed to arrest somebody. It's been plenty of times where somebody could accuse somebody of rape and they.
But the thing was, they were never going to charge him.
Exactly.
So that's why it took so long.
But you have everything on video as to why this guy needs to be charged. So I don't know. I just don't understand why it took so long for them to get to the point where now they charging him. If I die at the hands of an officer tonight, I hope that y'all out here in these streets and y'all protesting to the point where tomorrow the whole city is burned to the ground. Cause I'm one of the coolest people out here. I draw the line. I don't be out here messing with people. I talk shit to people. I don't be just messing with people. Everybody I talk shit to, I got like a genuine love for. Like, we cool people. We gonna come right back, and I want to really get everybody on the same page as far as to where we are as a city and what we're gonna do right now and steps moving forward, and just get the thought process out the way. We're gonna be right back. Take a quick break. www. Love the number. 2. Jam